Beneath the shadows, within the silence, stories whisper to those who listen. Welcome to Dreamscape Shorts, a place where mysteries unfold and the unexpected awaits. Dare to follow the light. The market bustled with whispers, shadows shifting beneath the glow of artificial moons. Lena sat behind her small booth, her fingers delicately toying with a sleek silver device. Her sign read, "Memory Exchange, no questions asked." She'd been in the trade long enough to know curiosity was dangerous. Memories were her livelihood, purchased, extracted, and sold to the highest bidder. Most clients came for escape or revenge, but tonight, as the crowd thinned, a man approached with desperation etched into his face. "I need your help," Victor said, sliding into the chair across from her. His hands trembled as he placed a small vial on the counter. Inside swirled a cloudy fragment of a memory, barely intact. "This is all I have left of her. The rest is gone. They took her from me." Lena hesitated. The desperation in his voice wasn't unusual, but something about the memory in the vial caught her attention. It pulsed faintly, like it was alive. Against her better judgment, she nodded. "Payment first," she said. Victor sighed, sliding another vial toward her, a pristine memory of a child's laughter beneath a summer sky. Rare, priceless. She pocketed it without hesitation. Lena pressed the extraction device to Victor's temple, closing her eyes as the memory flooded her mind. She braced herself for the usual disjointed fragments, smiles, laughter, maybe a fight. Instead, her heart jolted. The woman in Victor's memory had Lena's mother's face, her voice, her laugh. Lena yanked the device away, her breathing ragged. "This can't be right," she muttered, staring at the swirling memory now contained in the vial. Victor frowned. "You saw her? You know her?" Lena shook her head, panic tightening her chest. Her mother had vanished years ago, leaving only a tattered photo and unanswered questions. "You said someone took her," Lena demanded, her voice sharper now. Victor hesitated, then leaned closer. "There's an organization. They erase memories, steal them, sell them. They don't just erase people, they erase their existence." He tapped the counter, his jaw tight. "She was my wife. If you can piece this together, maybe I can find her." Lena swallowed hard. If Victor was right, her mother's disappearance wasn't abandonment, it was theft. And Lena's trade had unwittingly fueled this machine. She hated feeling trapped, but curiosity and something deeper spurred her forward. "I'll help," she said, "but you owe me answers." The trail led them to the city's outskirts, where a crumbling warehouse hummed with faint energy. Lena had heard rumors about the organization, a shadowy group that traded in memories like currency, but she never thought she'd see their archive. Rows of glowing orbs lined the walls, each one holding a stolen life. As Lena and Victor crept inside, the air buzzed with an unnatural hum. Lena's pulse quickened as she spotted the orbs labeled with initials. Somewhere among them was her mother, but how would she find one memory in a sea of thousands? Victor gasped, pointing to an orb pulsing with the same faint glow as the vial he'd brought. "That's hers," he whispered. Lena moved to extract it, but the system required a code, something only a donor could give. Desperation clawed at her as Victor begged her to try harder. Then she realized the cost. Unlocking this memory required giving up one of her own. She hesitated, her finger hovering over the input device. Her mother's laugh echoed in her mind, a fleeting fragment she'd clung to all these years. With trembling hands, she pressed the button, feeling her most cherished memory dissolve into nothingness. The orb unlocked, its glow spilling into the room like liquid sunlight. Lena watched as Victor's wife's face came into focus, a moment of clarity and love before the memory faded into his mind. He sank to his knees, overwhelmed by the weight of recognition. "She's alive," he choked out. "She's waiting for me." Lena nodded, her own thoughts racing. She'd freed one stolen memory, but there were countless others trapped in this place. And her mother's memory was still missing. This was only the beginning. As they left the warehouse, Victor clutched the vial to his chest, his gratitude evident in every glance he shot her way. But Lena's mind was elsewhere. She'd sacrificed a piece of herself to unlock the truth, but it wasn't enough. The organization wouldn't stop, and neither would she. She'd dismantle their empire piece by piece if she had to. For Victor, for her mother, for herself. Lena closed her booth the next morning, her sign discarded among the trash. The market would buzz without her, but she no longer cared. The memory thief had a new purpose, and the weight of stolen lives pressed heavy on her shoulders. As she walked away, the faint echo of her mother's laugh lingered in her mind. Not a memory anymore, but a promise she vowed to keep. The light fades, but the story lingers. Thank you for stepping into the dreamscape. Until next time, keep the mysteries alive. This has been Dreamscape Shorts, where every tale leaves a shadow.